Guys, okay, now part number three. Okay. Now part number three, we were talking about, yes, we're talking in part number two about evolution towards modern racism and the Code Noir, as a framework. Now we're going to talk about the evolution towards scientific racism, social Darwinism, and the racial theories in modern times. Okay, in modern times means the 18th to 19th century, and the Darwin studies are prevalent in the 19th century. Okay, so in part number two, we observed the progressive transformation of racism into a more systematic framework with the intention of influencing society and allowing the enslavement of non-Christian individuals. Upon the foundation of established by the colonial system leveraging the Code Noir, we can now observe a concerning trend. Because now we see this evolution that, as I was saying before, the French Revolution abolished slavery in 1794, but in 1802, Napoleon Bonaparte actually reenacted slavery. Okay, for a short period of time, about for 50 years. But basically, he was translating into something else. Slavery was over in the 19th century, but in the 19th century, it was evolving to another form. This other form was the colonial system. It was towards the view of imprinting some level of bringing civilization to the barbarians. Basically, that's what he was saying. Okay. So now we can see this concerning trend that you need to have this emergence of scientific racism. Why is there any some differences between the races? So now this is now currently transitioning into a period of pseudoscience, which was employed to rationalize racial hierarchies and discrimination throughout the use of purportedly objective biological and anthropological research, notably in the 19th century. Okay, so you all know the work of Charles Darwin. Okay, the application of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution to human society was exploited actually to bolster bigotry, colonialism, and discrimination. So from Darwin theory and studies, was created social Darwinism that was developed because of the conversion of misconceptions regarding Darwin's theories, and to use them as a political way to justify colonialism, discrimination, and naturally, racism, the difference in the race, hierarchies. Okay. Social Darwinism was essentially a re-evaluation of the natural approach to Charles Darwin's research. Okay. First of all, the concept of survival of the fittest. We all know that theory. Social Darwinists claim that the concept of survival of the fittest is used as a moral justification to assert that certain races are inherently superior with power and wealth. They are more powerful, they have more wealth because they are superior. Therefore, they deserve to impose on others or to stomp on others as if they were ants. This is a clear distortion of Darwin's biological concept, which was only describing the natural process of evolution due to contextual changes, environment, competition, adaptation, but there was no moral implications. no notion of races or skin color that will be justifying that the one that is actually more powerful is actually the more the fittest in the competition. Secondly, some social Darwinists argued that certain ethnicities were biologically inferior and destined for domination from others, a concept known as inherent racial superiority. Once more, it is a complete misinterpretation of Charles Darwin's work, which never addresses human races with hierarchical perspective. Never. He's never done that. But it was used as a pretext or as a way to turn his work into a moral kind of delineation or adaptation. Third, social Darwinists frequently opposed social welfare programs as they believed that it interfered with the natural order to consider the complex factors that contribute to poverty and equality. This argument was also rooted in the concept of survival of the fittest. The one that is fittest must benefit from social welfare program. The one that are not fitting the competition are useless. Okay? This leads actually to something else, and you will understand why, this order of evolution is actually accelerating to something extremely dark. Observing the methodology and mechanics of both nature and human society, Darwin studies are actually really good and fascinating if you think of it. However, social Darwinism was an harmful ideology that actually misused scientific concepts for ideological purposes. If you understand my view, this is the case in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Social Darwinism was exceedingly prevalent, was extremely discussed and used as a reference. Regrettably, it resulted into an extremely dark event. So it will trigger something extremely dark and will get out of hand. And this will be part number 4. So stay tuned in part number 4.